just demonstrating this awesome cream makeup for you. I love that it's all in one palette. It's magnetized just to you. To get a color match for this, you can look out a window or a front door. You look out, shut all the lights off above and behind you. Look out the window or front door. Snap a selfie. You don't want it direct light, like you don't want the light blinding you. You want to be able to open your eyes, show a little bit of your neck. Take a couple at 2 to 3 different windows in your house, maybe even your front door, and then send it to me and I will help get you matched. This part is super important because we want to get the right colors for you. We want to make sure you can use your makeup right away and you don't have to shade swap, which is kind of a nice feature, but let's not do that. Let's get them right the first time. So I'm going to demonstrate this for you. It's cream makeup. It's all natural. It's 3D foundation. It's 3 colors. We're emphasizing the dimension of our face because there is so much. We're not going to paint it flat because our faces are not flat at all. They have beautiful dimension, and we're just going to accentuate that with 3 colors. So when you get matched to 3 colors, 3D foundation. The darkest color is contour. It accentuates the shadowing of your face. And then the lightest color is the brightening highlight. We put that kind of around our eyes in the center of our face to bring light to the center, light to our eyes. And then we have the main highlight color. We put that on the lower half of our face to kind of bring the two together. This is the color that looks most like your skin tone. Sorry, this tinsel palette is extra iridescent shimmery, so it sometimes casts some funny lights. So it's 3D foundation. Cream makeup, I'm going to use 2 brushes today. I love the detail brush and I love the blush and bronzer brush. If you want to just get one to start, the 3D foundation brush is perfect. But if you want to, I recommend these 2, the detail and the blush and bronzer. And I'll show you why. I'm going to demonstrate it right here. My big huge dog is here, gonna help me out. So I'm gonna go in the contour first, and I'm going with the small end of the detail brush, and I'm just gonna bounce in there. A little bit goes a long way with cream, especially with our product, because there's no water in it. So this is all high quality natural makeup. You don't need much to get coverage, and you're not paying a high dollar for water because 75% of liquid foundations are in fact water. Tilly, no. This is all highly pigmented. You need very little, and it's all highly high quality ingredient makeup. So we highlighted contoured right up and under the cheekbone. You can go off your landmarks, top of ear to outer corner of eye. Either way, and they don't have to be even. And if you have more on one side than the other, that's okay. We're gonna blend it out in the end. And then we're just going temple to temple. I'm using that same end of the brush. You can do this all with one brush. These are just my favorites, so I like to show them off. So just temple to temple along the hairline. Our foreheads are round. We are just emphasizing that shadow and the roundness of our heads. So then I follow my eyebrow line down my nose, and this is going to narrow my nose. And you see, I am not an expert. I am a nurse by trade, actually, so this just kind of fell into my lap for fun. I kind of gave up on makeup, in fact, because I thought it aged me. It was too expensive. I took an hour to put it on, and I still didn't like how it looked in the end. I can put this on in 5 minutes, and I have not found a finish like it. So we contoured eyebrow line down the nose, eyebrow line down the nose. Now that will narrow your nose. It makes mine appear a little longer, so I just put a little right there to kind of cut it off. Last part of the contour is right underneath that jawline, and you saw I kind of brought it up onto my face. You don't want to do that. You want to stay just on that lower undercarriage of the jaw, okay? And we're going to do the same thing over here. This palette just likes to throw all kinds of shimmery light everywhere. Oopsies. So then I brush this back right away because otherwise, if I can't see it, I'm just going to forget about it. But what that does is really accentuates that jawline, chisels the jaw, really bringing attention to the line of your face. My dog. Hi, Till. Okay, so now we're already going into the brightening highlight. This one is the lightest color of the 3D foundation. I'm still using the small end of the detail brush. These brushes were made for cream, so they deposit it on your face, and there's no need to wipe in between these shades. I love that. And that's a common question. So I'm gonna pop a little bit of that brightening highlight in between my brows. And then I'm gonna go down my nose a little here. Oops. And then on the tip of my nose. And I might have messed up my contour a little bit. That's okay. Cream is super duper forgiving, so it really doesn't matter. And we're blending in the end. So we brightened in between the brows, down the nose, tip of the nose, and then I go Cupid's bow right here. I get super red just from blowing my nose. This brightening highlight just like knocks out the redness. So Cupid's bow, chin, and then I'm gonna do inner corner of my eye, and you need the smallest amount. Just remember that. The smallest amount goes such a super duper long way. And if you use too much, you just won't like it. And then the outer corner of the eye and up. And this is gonna lift your whole face, especially your eyes. Just remember, we're blending in the end, so don't get nervous. So same thing over here, using the detail, just kind of, I'm almost blending this out right away so I can touch it very little when I blend the rest of my face out. So inner corner of the eye, outer corner, and I got too much there, but that's okay. And always lift, follow that lower lash line up, an instant little eye lift. We're just lifting the face. Okay, so we're done with the brightening highlight. I'm switching to the blush and bronzer brush. Remember, you can do this with one brush. It's absolutely doable, and I recommend the 3D foundation brush if you're just gonna get one. So I'm going into the main highlight color, the one that looks most like my skin tone, the last part of the 3D foundation. You see my face taking shape here. So I'm just bouncing in with the blush and bronzer brush, and I'm gonna pat it where I don't have product, just on that lower half of the face. And less is more, just remember that. If you use too much, you won't like the finish, just like anything. So that's it. You can drape a little main highlight up here. You don't have to cover every part of your face because we're blending, okay? So I like to blend light to dark. It's really whatever maybe you're used to. If you haven't worn makeup in a while, I'll tell you, I just like to blend light to dark. And that's because I kind of like the my contour line to be a little more bold, but you see how that lifts the eye, just that little bit of brightening highlight. So that's why I do my contour last, is because I like that bold line for the cheekbone. Look at that. So we're blending light to dark. So if you don't know what to do, just do that. But if you want to blend dark first, this is made to be worn together. It's gonna work beautifully, and it's not gonna muddy because our brushes were made for this cream. So I'm kind of just doing little circles along my hairline. You can push this back into your hair, whatever you prefer. And then I'm gonna buff out these nose lines. By buff, I just mean run my brush over them a few times. And my son went behind a cloud, but that's okay. You're still getting the gist. And then you always wanna flick up with this cheekbone contour, okay? Because it's gonna like lift your whole face, okay? And I am no expert. If I can do this, I promise you can. So just a lift. Now look that's our 3D foundation. We have dimension, we have coverage, glow. You don't really need anything more if you don't want. But the basic bundle comes with a lip or cheek, so we might as well add one. Let's see, let's do something fun. I'm gonna do La Cienega, or should I do, because the holidays, should I do Pop? Let's do Pop. Pop, this is Pop. She's probably one of my favorite reds of all time. So I'm gonna put her on as my lip and cheek. Our lip and cheeks double as lip and cheeks. So you never have to worry if they go together. I always thought that was such a hard thing when I was looking for lipstick and cheek colors. Like, how do you know if they even like go together? What if that one's mauve and that one's hot pink? Is that okay? Well, you don't even have to worry because they are the same color. So I'm gonna go into Pop with my blush and bronzer brush. I'm just gonna bop in to Pop Remember, these are heavily pigmented too. So a little tiny bit goes a super duper long way. And I like to put it on the apple of my cheek and work up. But if you want to continue to narrow your face, start outer corner of eye and up with your blush. And that will narrow just kind of right above your contour color. Okay, so that is Pop on my lips and my cheeks. Great holiday shade. I'm gonna add a little bronzer and that'll be it. This stuff's super easy. It's TSA approved. You can put it in your purse, bring it in your car. It is the most convenient makeup ever. And I can tell you, I've never ever found a better makeup product. So I'm gonna go into my bronzer. I like Bella. We have 4 bronzers to choose from. The one thing that you can be sure with our bronzers is they don't have that orange, you know, that orange. And they don't have the shimmer. So it's all just a warm golden glow. And I like to do top of cheek, top of forehead. And I go kind of everywhere. I kind of put it everywhere. You can put it down your neck. That way you don't look like you have a floating head. I am going to finish with a little Vanilla Dust setting powder. I love this stuff. I'm used to powder. I was born in the early 80s. So this sets your makeup all day and it will mattify anything that you want mattified. So you could put this all over your face. I kind of appreciate the dewy glow, kind of inner corner of the eye, cheek, things like that. But these are perfector sponges. If you're using cream for the first time, grab one. You can roll this over your finished product and it's going to pick up anything that hasn't melted into your skin, or if you use too much, which that's the most common mistake, this will pick up that extra. I also like to use this guy for the Vanilla Dust setting powder. So I go into that Vanilla Dust setting powder. It's magnetic. You just put it in your palette. Everything you need is in here. And then look at these beautiful eyeshadows. I'm going to show you some, but they are magnetized too. $14. You just slap them in. So Vanilla Dust setting powder, putting that cone end into it. And I'm going to press right on that under eye because it kind of blurs fine lines and wrinkles. So I kind of like it there. I do like it mid-face too, kind of forehead and then around my nose. And you see how it like mattifies instantly. And mouth. Usually powders don't work because they are not finely milled. They're not like ground to a really fine consistency, but these powders are finely pressed, so they work so nice and you don't need much at all. So that's what I got for today. I'm gonna have more to come, so hang out and enjoy if you have some time. And then I'm always here for questions, so get a hold of me.